Hi, everyone. I want to share a war story with you this afternoon. This goes into the category of don't let it happen to you, right? I feel like I see it all in this office, in these four walls, and have all kinds of experiences, but I want to share this one with you because it just is so amazing. And the people involved were all professionals and they all got taken advantage of. So it's very easy in life and in business to be taken advantage of by unscrupulous people or dishonest people. And I want you to just be extra alert. This is why it's important to have good advisors and to always do your due diligence and whatnot. This is a case where a buyer and a seller came together on a purchase agreement. We represented the seller after the fact, but it was a professional realtor, a professional investor, a professional rehabber, lots of experience, a lot of transactions for this seller. And he had put his house under contract with a buyer. They were supposed to close with cash. So he had proof of funds of cash. And at the last minute at the closing table, things weren't going quite right and the wire didn't hit. Now, it's not uncommon for a dry closing to occur like this or a wire that doesn't hit. In fact, my very first investment property, it was a dry closing where the money didn't hit till the next day. And I thought, oh my gosh, this sounds so crazy. How can it be true? But I was assured by the title company, no problem, don't worry, it's going to be okay. And in fact, in my case, it did work out okay, but in this one, it didn't. So they were ready to close, and the seller was just kind of tired of waiting for everything to work out. He'd signed his paperwork early in the day and had gone on to other transactions and other matters and gave the keys to the opposing buyer's realtor, who was also in the same company, a very large company, well-known company, professionals all the way around. And that agent then gave the keys to the buyer and said, well, everything will work out. We're positive it's going to be okay. And the buyer actually moved into that house without ever closing. So they signed all the paperwork. The seller signed, the buyer signed, but no money hit. Now, the title company did not close it. The title company said there's no closing here, but the buyer's agent handed the keys off as if it had happened, believing in their heart that everything was on the up and up and that his client had the funds and was going to close it, imminently. And it didn't happen, didn't happen, didn't happen. Days went by, a week goes by, they still haven't closed. We ended up having to evict this squatter who moved in with their dogs, moved all their furniture in, and basically they just were looking for a warm place to live. And to this very day, they contended that they were going to close on this property and they had the money for it. They were going to close. They were good for it. Right, believe me, believe me, believe me, right, totally, it's all bogus. It was totally bogus. My client couldn't believe how unscrupulous this buyer was, how dishonest they were, how they just were lying through their teeth, but they were. So that's what we had to do, and we actually had to take the extraordinary step of using the constable and the moving company to get their stuff out because they still wouldn't leave. Even given all these extra opportunities to get out of the property on their own, protect their own personal belongings, the buyer didn't do it. They would not leave. So we had to get the constable and a moving company and haul their junk out. And now we're waiting to see how if there's any damage to the property, if it was just, well taken care of and there's not too much problems that are going to need to be fixed before it goes back on the market. But lesson to be learned, don't let this happen to you. Never give the keys up. Never say you've got a closing. Be extremely cautious until you see that money hits, right? And agents, come on, buyer's agent, you can't give the keys to your client. I don't care what they tell you or how long they've been a client or how much money they say they've got or what their bank statement says and they've proven that they've got the funds. Until that money hits, there's no deal. So be super cautious out there. It's wintertime, it's cold, and these scam artists are out there trying to look for free housing, and they get it every once in a while. They catch people off guard. So be careful. We're here to help. If you need to, we'll boot them out. And the only thing is go faster instead of slower because these people, you just got to get them out. They're crooks. You just got to move that trash on out. All right. Have a great day, and we look forward to helping you in the future.